What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this video I'm going to be talking about a card that I actually picked up last week, and it's been my favorite card to use probably this year in my team. This card is a pretty much unstoppable scorer and is possibly the best card I've used. I've used a lot of diamonds. This card isn't even a diamond and he's that OP. This card can score inside, this card can score outside, he can blow by people, he can rebound, he can score, he's got good post moves, he can go to the basket. There's nothing this card can't do offensively. So if this video could hit 300 likes, that would be insane. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I make videos about the best budget players in my team pretty much every day. So anyway, now let's get on to the player. So Connie Hawkins is about 14k MT. And this card actually was cheaper than this a few days ago. He's gone up to 14k. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going out around 10k when these packs come out, but he's really still quite cheap. He's got Hall of Fame Posterizer and Hall of Fame Lob City Finisher. That Lob City Finisher is the most overpowered badge I think I've ever used in game, and you will see why in the highlights. He's 6'8". He's a small forward, but his hair in game feels really tall and he rebounds extremely well. So he's gonna get a lot of boards. So I'm gonna show you my stats with him. In 6 games, he is shooting 71% from 3. He's shooting 63% from the field, 86% from the line, and averaging 21 points per game for me, as well as 3.2 rebounds, which isn't that bad. He's got a decent post hook, decent post fadeaway, but he's not going to score too much inside. Really good driving layup, really nice open shot mid of 91, and a good open shot 3 of 81 with a nice release, meaning he's going to hit it a lot. His free throw is 82, but it often goes way up into the low 90s when he's hot. Ball control is good, and his rebounding is really good. He's got high rebounding stats and he rebounds an awful lot. His defense is not great, but it's not awful. Got a really nice driving of 90, standing dunk of 95. Is extremely fast, can push the ball when he gets rebounds, which I think is a huge thing for a power forward. Once he gets a rebound, he can push the floor and he can go coast to coast. A really good card in my opinion, and he's so cheap. Like 15k for a card this good is nothing. So Connie Hawkins actually has no cold zones, which is really good. And his hot zones are in really important positions, especially if you're playing him at the 4. Those corners, he's going to hit nearly all of them. These from 3, he's got a nice release and he's going to hit a lot from the corners. While high, it helps on a pick and pop. He's not really going to be much of a pick and popper. Off the dribble, he shoots really well. Again, really easy to hit greens with him off the dribble. He dunks so well with that Hall of Fame Posterizer. Even though he does only have a 50 contact dunk, it evens it out and makes him really good at dunking on people. His pull-up is really nice. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is he has a really kind of cheese hesitation. As you can see, he nearly stops mid-dribble. Even though he can't speed boost, if he could, it would make this card basically unguardable. But once that stops, at least once or twice a game, you're going to be able to get by people because they just don't know what they're doing with on-ball defense. While it's not something you're going to score every time with him, it's something that you might use once or twice a game and get 2 easy scores. Because once he gets an inch, once he gets slightly past someone, he can pull up and he's going to green so often. His dunking is the best part about him. He dunks incredibly well, and you're going to see in the highlights. I can't show it now, but he's probably the best catcher of lobs I've ever used in any video game, including playing things like NBA 2K6 on Rookie, where you can just throw full court lobs to everybody. So now we're on to highlights from a game that I played against a subscriber. He is the best player at catching lobs I've ever used. This isn't like me going to get him as many points as possible. This is me just trying to score on every offense. And throwing a lob to Connie Hawkins is probably one of the best ways to score. He can blow by power forwards. I wouldn't really play him at the 3, but as a 4 man, he's incredible. And if you're looking at this, he doesn't look that small. For 6'8", normally players at a 6'8" look small when they're at the 4 position, but he doesn't. His player looks really tall for some reason. But his dunking is so good. He can get by 4s with ease. He can score with contact and he can score layups. And his shot is really nice. He's got a really nice 3-point release. Good rating, but he's the most cheese catcher of lobs I have ever used. Just offensively, there is nothing that this card cannot do. And he is basically unstoppable. He can pass a little bit. His free throw is good, and as you can see, his rating goes above 82 even when he's tired. His rating, I don't think I've ever had it at the 82, but there's nothing he cannot do. He can go by people, he can shoot, he can hit mid-range shots, he can dunk well, and he's the best catcher of lobs in the game in my opinion. He scored 42 points in only 26 shots in this game, and this wasn't me just trying to score with him. As you see, a lot of points with all other players. This is just in a regular game trying to win. He scored this many points. So anyway, that's the video. In my opinion, this is the most unstoppable card, well, that I've used. Obviously, there's a lot of cards that are 600k that obviously are really hard to guard, but in my opinion, nobody that I've used in 2K can score as well as Connie Hawkins and is as borderline unguardable as Hawkins. If you stop the lobs, you can give it to him and he can hit jump shots, he can score layups, he can dunk, he can take you off the dribble. There's almost no way to stop this card, and he's 15k MT. So anyway, that's the video. If we can hit 300 likes, that'd be great, and as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.